Let's take a listen. Myles Garrett talked about what he has seen just in a couple of days of working alongside Perrion Winfrey, the Browns' rookie defensive tackle.
He works hard. We just got to get him in the right place at the right time. He's a hard worker. He wants to learn, but the Perrion I saw on the phone and the Perrion I got here, he doesn't talk as much as I thought he would. But he's all work. He gets there. He goes full speed, and he's trying to get rid of some of the things he lost in college and take some of the things that he needs for the NFL, and just trying to refine it. And I think Kip is doing a good job, and we're just trying to show him what will work and what won't work.
And Quincy, I'd say that's a wise young man that is not talking a lot around the veterans early, trying to show him what he can do.
Yeah. This kind of off topic, but when I remember how Myles used to talk on the press conferences his first year and how comfortable he is now. Like, it's like watching LeBron at the podium now. He's just sitting back, drinking his little water. Like, it's nice to see Myles really mature into his role as the leader of this team. And he's almost the leader of this city in a way. But yeah, next with Perrion Winfrey, I think Perrion's taking the right approach, man. That's Myles Garrett next to me. Ain't nothing I'm going to be able to tell Myles Garrett, right, about football, because it's Myles Garrett. This is one of the best defensive players in the NFL, one of the most freakish athletes. Like, you come into the NFL wanting to be Myles Garrett, and now you're sitting next to Myles Garrett, and it's not old Myles Garrett. This is like, I don't even know if Myles is in his prime yet. I don't even want to imagine what prime Myles Garrett can look like. And I'm pretty sure there are a lot of offensive tackles that don't want to imagine that. But you have Myles Garrett on one side, and then you have somebody with a bit more experience still in their athletic prime in Jadeveon Clowney to listen to, who both win in different ways despite being freakishly athletic for their size. So there is just such a wealth of information there with just those two guys. Former number one overall picks, former top college players, right? These dudes have been very famous for playing football for a very long time. There's a lot that they could teach you. And it's good to hear that Perrion is soaking it in like a sponge, because that's how you get to that level, because Perrion Winfrey is a freakish athlete at that defensive tackle position. I mean, he ran a sub 540. He had a 1.68 split in his 40. So, like, he's up there athletically with those guys. So anything he can take from Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney will make him a better player. And it's nice to see that he has put his I don't know if he had an ego coming into this, but it's nice to see young athletes, young players in general, being able to put their ego aside, not feel like they have to prove stuff immediately to a guy like Myles Garrett, and more or less is willing to just listen and learn so they can get to that level eventually. And that's a good sign from Perrion. I mean, everything Perrion's done since he's walked into the building has sound like really good signs. We'll see what happens when he gets onto the field. I'm excited to see it, but it seems like he's hit a switch since the Senior Bowl, to be honest, and he's starting to really get to where he needs to be the player that he needs to be. And let's not forget, Perrion was not like an undiscovered gem. He was the number one junior college player when he came out, right? Like, he was coveted. Alabama wanted him. All of these teams wanted him. He went to Oklahoma, where he ended up being in a situation that wasn't favorable for him, for his skill set, in my opinion, and he's even voiced that. But now that he's in a position where he can play 3 tech like he's supposed to, and now he's next to Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney, the ceiling is the roof for the kid.